So Business Data Group started life actually in about 2007 as a company called e-filing, where we built an e-commerce platform that's now today powers most of the company formation industry. So
Right.
in the UK at the moment, if anybody sets up their own business, they generally will either do it through the gov.uk website, direct with Companies House, or they will use a company formation agent, which most of them in the country now run on the e-filing platform.
That's a
That in
white label. They
itself,
have their own brand on there and they use your software.
that's right. So the members of the public wouldn't even know we exist, but if they went onto Google, for example, and did a search for registering my own company, they'll see a lot of websites that enable them to do that online, and nearly all of them run through our e-filing product. And then what that means, though, is that we get an oversight of a lot of information about industry sectors, types of entrepreneurs, and areas of the country where businesses are being set up. So alongside that, we then provide data insights to businesses that are looking to research or find out more information about what is going on in the company startup sector, whether it's a particular industry sector, they're interested in, or an area of the country, or just to find out generally what's going on, which has been quite pertinent at the moment.
So I think one of the things, we had a conversation last week, which was not necessarily leading to this, but we both thought it would probably be really good to share this type of information, because it was, one, very interesting and not necessarily what I expected, but two, it's actually quite positive from the way that I reflected upon it after speaking to you.
So what I'll talk through now is really what happened to business startups. So the number of people, entrepreneurs setting up in business, just as we started to come into the COVID environment.
And just to confirm, this is limited companies, isn't it? So, you know, if you're setting up a sole trader or a partnership, then, you know, that's going to be on top of these figures as well.
Yeah. And if we look at 2020 as it started, that followed a similar trend to 2019. So January and February started off looking like it was going to be consistent with 2019 in volume of people setting up in their businesses, until we get to around about the end of February, when it takes a bit of a drop down, and then it sits about that level for a few weeks until it just nosedives. And then sort of the volumes drop down to around about sort of 8,000 again a week, consistent with which we saw in 2017.
Whereas it had been sort of 16,000, hadn't it? So it's like half basically within a couple of matter of weeks.
Yeah. And we start to look at the UK as a whole, though. One of the interesting things, if we sort of go on to like the next slide, and when you collect all businesses together, what's interesting is when you look at the last 2 weeks in particular, which is sort of week 2021, the number of companies being set up is exactly tallying along with 2018 and 2019.
And also back to pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It's almost,
it's
almost sort of taken a U shape, hasn't it? It's sort of gone down and then back up to exactly where it was before, which is incredibly encouraging.